So as the title says, how in the world could you buy Bitcoin for $70,000 when it's currently $104,000? Well, stay tuned today and I'll show you how. But first, remember, none of this is legal, financial, investment advice. This is just me teaching you things about how to use the charts, what to see in the charts, and what pair trading today is all about. So tell me more. Okay, on December 23rd, 2024, so a couple days before Christmas last year, Bitcoin was selling for $94,000. And at the time, Solana was selling for $180 a coin. Basically, if you take 180 and divide it by 94,000, you'll come up with a ratio of 0.00191. That's the ratio of Solana to Bitcoin. Translated, it means you would need 0.00191 Bitcoin to buy one Solana. And you'll see that in the chart that I have shown below. You'll see that back in December 23rd, 2024, it was down there around the 0.0019 level, basically 191. Today, Bitcoin's now selling for $104,000 and Solana is selling for $270,000. Solana's selling for $270. I wish it was $270,000. Solana's selling for $270. So if you take $270 and divide it by 104,000, that is a 0.0026 ratio of Solana to Bitcoin. So translated, you would get 0.0026 Bitcoin for every one Solana that you sell. And again, I've shown in the smaller charts there, I've shown you where the prices of Bitcoin and Solana were back on the 23rd of December and where they are today. As you can see, Solana pumped today while Bitcoin was relatively flat, all things considered. It pumped a couple days ago. Solana pumped today. So what does that mean? Well, on December 23rd, 2024, I could have bought 0.016383 Bitcoin with $1,000. But instead I bought 5.555 Solana. Okay, I did this example with 1,000. You could reduce it by down to 100. You could increase it up to 10,000, 100,000. Whatever the numbers, the ratios are going to stay the same. So in this particular case, I got a little over 1/100th of a Bitcoin for $1,000, but instead chose to buy 5.55 Solana. Today, with $1,000, I could have only bought 0.00961 Bitcoin. So a little less Bitcoin today because the price is now 104,000 instead of 94,000 like it was back on December the 23rd. But instead of going and coughing up $1,000 today, I sold my 5.555 Solana for Bitcoin and received 0.014443 Bitcoin. So theoretically, I only spent the original $1,000 on the 5.555 Solana. I then flipped that today. Yes, there's taxes involved because it's a capital gain on the gain from $180 a token on the Solana up to $270 a token on Solana. But still, the only money I put into the system was the original $1,000, and I walked away with 0.014443 Bitcoin, which is the equivalent of having bought it at $69,300. That's if you take $1,000, divide it by the 0.014443 Bitcoin, you come up with $69,000 would have been the purchase price. So $1,000, instead of buying me like it did in this case here up at the top, I could have bought 0.0106383 Bitcoin. Instead, I walk away with 0.014443 Bitcoin. Significantly more, about 40% more Bitcoin than I would have been able to buy on my own had I just used the cash and bought Bitcoin today. Instead, I bought it back when it was, 94,000. I would have been able to buy just slightly more. Instead, now I was able to buy even more Bitcoin than I could have back then because Solana outpaced Bitcoin in this example. It ran up faster. Thus, I put the money into Solana. It ran faster, then went over and transferred that into Bitcoin, and I was able to walk away with more Bitcoin, the equivalent of having bought it down at $69,000 or $70,000, I said in my headline, instead of buying it at $104,000, which is where it was today. I hope all that made sense to you. I hope you learned a little bit more about pair trading today. I'm here to help increase your financial literacy. You can go to my website at gdinerocoaching.com. Stay tuned. Whole bunch of new classes are coming out shortly. These are just a few of the testimonials from people I've worked with over the last few years. You can also continue to like these videos here on YouTube so that you'll see more like them. You can also subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to it and put the little notifications on so that you get notified every time I go live. Every day I'm going to try to make you just one step smarter, let's say, one step further along in your journey to becoming more financially literate when it's all said and done. So that's it today, guys. This is G Dinero over and out. Thanks for tuning in.